Hey everyone, Ronnie Newhouser here. Today I want to discuss musical experiments. But first, I want to play you the riff that this lesson is about. Okay, so that's the melody that I wrote a while back. It's a very long melody over quite a few bars, but I want to talk about how I arrived there. And again, I think this is another way you can break out of norms and just find creative ways to make pieces of music. So I did this one based off my telephone number. So the idea is that you take something that's kind of external from music. It may have nothing to do. I mean, you could do it on a constellation, a history paper. I don't know. Any way you can find to attach a musical idea or theory to. So what I did with the telephone number is first. Well, I can tell you it was my old number, so it doesn't matter if I tell you. But it was 203-469-4553. I took the 0 out. And I just made it 234694553. So I first said, well, let me use that to be the time signatures. So in this big long turnaround, those are the time signatures: 2, 3, 4, 5. 6, 9, 4, 5, 5, and 3. And actually, well, I'll talk about later how I changed things. So that those became the time signatures. And then what I did was I improvised a rhythm. Let's see if I can do this here. Let me grab the guitar. Basically just put a click on with the length of all those time signatures, and I just chopped out kind of like a rhythm which would become the melody to it. So it was like a Okay, so that's basically what the improvised rhythm I did. I might have made some adjustments to it. And that's the cool thing about this. Listen, you do the experiment, but you want to still be musical. So if there's something you don't like about any area, you could just change it and manipulate things a little bit. But it causes a lot of creativity, I think. So now I've got this rhythm, okay? And then I said, well, and I have the bars, right, with all the different time signatures, which I did ask the drummer to play different feels over each signature to try to give it a feel of that signature, So I said, well, I need some, chords, some harmony, okay? So I said, well, let me just pick a chord to start, and I'll pick a key. I believe the key was B flat. And now I'm going to use the numbers in the telephone number to choose the chords also. So I did the same thing in the bar of 2. I'm going to take the 2 chord from B flat, which would be C minor. Okay? And I did that throughout. What I did also do is I changed keys every bar. I believe I went up in fourths. Okay? So you would just keep finding. So if you're in a bar of 3, right? You would just take from that particular key, you take the 3 chord or the 4 chord from that key. But I was changing keys every single bar to make it more interesting. Okay? So now I've got kind of like a chord structure set out. If I have a 2 chord, I'm thinking, C minor Dorian, right? So now I'm going, okay, I have this rhythm of the melody, but I haven't chosen the notes yet. So so I went through the whole rhythm, all the notes in that rhythm, and I applied the telephone number over it. So I started on 2, 3, 4, 6, 9, 4, 5, 5, 3. Start over. 2, 3, 4, 6, 9, 4, 5, 5, 3. And I just kept going around until the end of the phrase. Okay, so now I went in, and if, for instance, if the first few notes were 2, 3, 4, say that happened in bar number 1, I would take the 2, the 3, and the 4 off of that chord, which if it was C minor, it would be C, D, excuse me, C, it would be D, E flat, and F, and off the C minor, right? And so now I would just continue that through the entire, through all the chords, and now I've got a bass melody. So then I said, well, how about if I harmonize the entire melody? So what I did is I just offset the number, and I offset it. I put the 4 above. So I start on the 4, 6, 9, 4, 5, 5, 3, 2, 3, 4, 6, 9, 4, 5, 5, 3, and I did that all throughout, and that's how I got the harmony. Now, when I went through it, you know, I ended up changing the bars at the end a little bit and adjusting the melodies and a few notes here and there, because I wanted it to sound the way I wanted it to sound. I wanted to what appealed to me. The interesting thing is, though, when you apply these concepts, when you take this musical concept and you apply it to it, it seems to just make sense. It makes some sort of sense. I mean, you don't know what you're going to get out of the experiment, really. I mean, it depends what you're doing. Every thing you take and start using an idea to apply to take music theories or musical ideas and apply it to, which they're endless, right? I mean, we could do anything. You're going to get all different kinds of sounds. Some maybe you won't like, or maybe let's say it's disturbing. However, what if there's a piece of music you have and you have a section and you go, well, I want something really disturbing here, and I go, oh wait, that little theoretical thing that I had, that I applied to something, right? That's gonna work here. I'm gonna take this thing that might seem worthless at the time, but I'm gonna apply it. So again, it's about being creative, and the emotion and all those things can be added after. The meaning, everything. It doesn't matter what comes first. It just matters that it's all there. Okay, so now I've got this thing based on the telephone number, and now that gave me the name of the song. So I thought of it, the old phrase, "What's a nice girl like you doing in a place like this?" And that became the title of the piece. And and really kind of what happened is basically that riff is the bookend of the piece. It's the beginning, the intro and the outro of the piece. Then there's a whole middle section, and you guys can check it out. I'm going to put it up. I'll put a link to it, and you can listen to it with the harmony too, and the bass, which is actually playing one of the lines also. And I actually don't have chords in it. It's all basically just lines, except for the middle part of the song. That changes. But I use the idea of the telephone number of kind of like, those horrible lines that guys use on women. What I did was I just looked up a bunch of them, and I had this kind of guy trying to act suave, saying these lines over the piece, So there's a humor to it. But again, it was all informed by the telephone number. It all came from that. And I would suggest trying to apply musical theories, ideas, anything musical you can come up with to external things. Probably something that it could be something you really enjoy, something you study. It really doesn't matter what it is. But I think it adds, it takes you in new creative directions. It adds layers to what the music means. It could be serious. It could be very serious. It could be, satirical, like the way I used it. It could be anything. That's what's so great about it. But I think it adds layers. And then you could start inserting, the ideas just start flowing off of it, which is just wonderful. And so I'd suggest be creative as possible. Try anything. Don't be afraid to try anything. I think as musicians, we all have we at some point had some fear. Well, is it too outside the box? Leave the boxes behind. Break through the box. Smash the box to pieces. Just go with it. It doesn't matter. Be who you want to be. Try what you want to try, and just let it happen. It's important to do that. That's what art's all about. It's not about fitting in the boxes. It's about breaking through and doing different things and inserting everything that is you into it. You know, so I hope this helped open things up for you a little bit, to give you some ideas, you know, to create your own ideas. And I wish you luck. And matter of fact, if you write anything using something, I would love to hear it. So it's just, you know, put a link underneath, and I'd gladly listen to it. So I hope you guys give it a shot. All right, later.